So what are my tips on getting your first bike? What should you look out for? What should you be aware of? What information can I have and can I share to you? So if you're new to this channel, I've had a lot of 125s. I'm currently doing my full test. But yeah, I've had a fair few 125s and got a decent amount behind me to have an opinion and give my opinion to people. I mean, anyone can give their opinion. But what would I recommend as far as getting your first bike? What would I look out for? So the number one thing for me is, if you're going and buying a bike, unfortunately, a lot of bikes nowadays are stolen, and it's very easy to do clones on the plates and all this type of information. It's very easy to hide information, so I would always do a HPI check. You can get them cheap enough now. There's stuff like Car Vertical, and you can do stuff like that, which also do motorbikes. You can use a system like that, or you can get a cheaper HPI check. Just get a HPI. You can get a HPI check for around £5 to £10 now, and you can do enough information to find out if it's been on finance, if you find out if it's been in an accident, you can find out if it's been stolen, recovered, anything like that. So I would always recommend, if you're going to go and get a new bike, not a new bike, if you're going to go get a second-hand bike from someone, do your checks. Just do your checks beforehand. Especially if you're going to pay like £3-4 grand for a bike, make sure that you do your checks before you part in with that money. Now, this brings me on to the other type of checks. You need to have a look at, make sure the bike has been maintained. Has it had its services? Has it been looked after? How has it been rode? How has it been driven? How many previous owners has it had? Just, to me, it's common sense, but to someone who's obviously just started riding, it's not common sense because we don't know that type of stuff. Now, when I talk about has the bike been serviced, I don't mean has it been serviced with an official service book, because I'll be honest with you, to me the service book just doesn't matter anymore. Because, and I know what people can say, like, oh, you're keeping your warranty and stuff like that. Yeah, that's fair enough if it's a brand new bike, but I service my own bikes, I service my cars. I keep every bit of information about what I've done, how much money I've spent, what I've spent, what mileage it was on when the services and stuff was done, what parts have been added. And I probably go over and do a better service on my bike than the majority of garages out there. Unfortunately, that is the case. I'm not saying all garages, but I've seen it firsthand. I know that I look after my bikes, and I know that I service everything and double check and triple check everything when I'm working on a bike or when I'm working on a car. So although everyone is always like, have you got any service history, like has it been serviced by like Yamaha, have you took it to an actual official dealership, have you had it serviced properly? It just doesn't matter to me, because as long as you've got some service history, try and get a bike with full service history, but as long as the service history you've got shows when it's been, I don't know, oil change, an oil filter, an air filter, when was it last done, has it had it done regular, what kind of miles has it had it done at, that's the information which is important to me. I don't care if it's been done at Sheffield Motorcycles or something like that, or if you've done it yourself, I don't care. Like I said, I service my bike myself, I do all the checks, I know what I'm doing with it, I know it's had a good, as good if not better service than what it does if it went to somewhere like that. So yeah, I recommend having a look at the service history, make sure it's been well maintained, make sure it's been well looked after. Another thing, which should go without saying, when you go and have a look at a motorbike, make sure that when they start it, it's a cold start, it's not being started through the day, because you want to see that, if you're especially using that for a commute at first thing in the morning, you want to see how that bike starts. You want to make sure it's reliable, that bike's going to start for you. And I would always say, if you can do, I know it's not obviously feasible at times, but if you can go visit and view a motorbike in the morning, go do it. Because if there's any point through the day where that bike is not going to start, it's on a morning time. It's been sat overnight, all the components are cold, you can start it up and see if it starts first time. So always recommend having a cold start, do your HPI checks, do your service checks, and then just have a general look around the bike. Have a look to see what the colour of a brake fluid is. Have a look to see if it's been topped up properly. Have a look at stuff like your coolant. Have a look at the colour of your engine oil. Does it look new? Does it look old? Have a look at the bolts. Does it look like some of the bolts have been adjusted on the bike? Have a look at the suspension, especially your front forks. Have a look to see if there's any misting on the front forks, any weeping, because a lot of them 125s, people pull wheelies around and stuff like that, try and pull wheelies, but don't care for them as much, and they don't look after the fork seals. So check around your fork seals, check around your rear suspension, make sure that the suspension components are working as they should. Your brakes, check your brake pads. A lot of people just overlook brakes. I don't understand it. Check your brake pads, see how much meat's on it, see if there's enough millimeterage on the brake pads. Check your tyres, check like what year the tyres were manufactured, check see if there's any cracks in it, if there's any bulges, how much tread you've got left, because you don't want to go and buy a 125 or buy a motorbike and then have to then go buy a set of tyres within a week because they're no good. And again, the next thing, MOT history. Do an MOT history check, it's free. Go into the DVLA, do an MOT check, and you can see the previous history of a bike. If it's been clear all the time, fantastic. But if it's not, have a look. I mean, the best thing is to do, if you've seen a bike that's had some history on MOT, it's had some stuff which needed fixing, you're then armed with the information when you go to look at that bike. You can then go and have a look and go, right, well, I know about them forks were, well, them discs were pitted, or them discs were worn, or it recommended that it were on legal limit of the tyres. So it gives you information that when you go to look at the bike, you can go and check those physical things. So like I say, you can, if it says that you were low on the brake discs, or pitted on the brake disc, or grooved, or brake pads needed changing, when you go to have a look at the bike, you can then have a look at the brake pads or brake discs and go, right, yeah, they've been changed, no they've not, why is it not being done? And it gives you a bit of wiggle room as well to try and get the price down sometimes. So there's a lot of stuff, I could go into a lot of it of what I recommend for when you're looking at a bike, but it just comes down to common sense really. If you're parting away with a lot of money, you want to make sure that you're coming away with the best deal that you can. And again, you might be excited to get a 125 and get out there on the road, but don't rush into it. Have a look around, have a couple of options. Again, if you're looking at an R125, have a look at a couple of them. You might find one and think it's absolutely perfect. When you go and have a look at it, and it might still look perfect to you, but then go and have a look at another one. There's nothing wrong with you looking at multiple bikes. Yeah, the seller might be a bit annoyed because you think that you've wasted your time, but it's not. You're not wasting anyone's time in my eyes. If you're serious about getting a motorbike, be open and honest with him and say, look, I've got a couple of bikes I'm interested in, I want you to come and have a look at this bike, I've got another one I'm going to give you. If you like it, then you can like it and buy it there and then, but then also if you've got another bike you want to have a go a look at, I'd always recommend go and have a look at both of your bikes. I've done it with cars. I've gone and viewed a car, I've really liked it, but I've had another one lined up, so then I've gone and viewed the other car and then I've ended up getting the first car. And again, it's up to you. It's your money that you're spending. It's your hard-earned money that you're spending. So do your checks. Make sure that you're happy with every bit of element of that bike or that car. Make sure that you've done all your checks and stuff, and make sure that you're happy with everything on the bike. So again, check the servicing, check the HPI check, do a thorough check around the bike. If you can take the bike out for a test ride, I would always say take it for a test ride. Even if it's just up and down the road, you'll be able to tell if it's bogging, you'll be able to tell if it's braking properly, you'll be able to tell if the wheels are aligned, if it handles properly, if there's any leaks, if there's a different smell, if the gears are right. Always take the motorbike for a test ride. And if they don't want to take it for a test drive, if they won't let you take it for a test drive for any reason, walk away. Because there's a reason why they don't want you to try it out. I've sold motorbikes, I've sold cars, and I've always said to people, yeah, you can have a test drive. Don't get me wrong, I've said, yeah, give me the cash in hand, so then I know that I've got that money in case he buggers off and runs off. But if there's nothing wrong with the bike, then the seller would never have an issue with you having a go on the bike.